Okay, I'm officially back from the dead. I'm literally just like Jon Snow, but instead of feeling stronger and more motivated, I came back tired and way too busy to focus on the game. But yeah, I just took a small break to get myself sorted out for the next couple months of this game's development. Either way, I am back now, ready to tackle the next stage of this game. And what better way to do it than start work on the demo. Demos are a great way to showcase a small portion of your game to new people and really get them on board with the style and genre you're going for. They're also a really good way to find bugs and also collect a lot of useful player feedback. So with Steam Next Fest coming up, I really wanted to release the demo in time for that so I could drum up as much support for the game as possible. Steam Next Fest is great for indie games because it gives them massive exposure, boosts, wishlists, as well as attracting, sometimes, a lot of streamers and press. It also really allows developers to build communities and gather as much player feedback as possible before launch. However, you only get one Steam Next Fest submission per game, and considering I want to release the game in September, it really only makes sense for me to be in the Next Fest closer to the dates that I'm releasing the game in. So my plan is to create the demo of the game before the February Next Fest. This is just so I can get a lot of good feedback from the game, maybe a couple wish lists, and really drive up that support for the game. I'm also going to put the demo on itch, so if you want to check that out as well, follow my itch. So, in the last devlog, I sort of ended it quite abruptly, but to catch you guys up to speed, I made some more rooms in the game, as well as adding a heartbeat sensor, and in my spare time, off camera, I also added the monster in the game. He doesn't really do anything at the moment, he just stands there menacingly. But the reason for this was because I was rushing to get a decent build of the game done and out for some expos that I was doing that month, so yeah. So, for the demo, this is what I wanted to get done in the game. I wanted a main menu, a save system, an inventory, a game over sequence, some interactable items, and a brief gameplay loop of the player collecting the items and eventually completing the demo. And considering it's January, and I want the demo to come out in February, this meant I had about 1.5 months to do all of that. Why? I don't know, because I hate myself, but I also just wanted to give myself a challenge. I started off by starting on the basic gameplay loop of this section, which was to get inside the medical bay. Now, the medical bay requires a keycard, and said keycard can be found in a locked office. The player needs to find out how to get to the key while also evading the big monster. A simple but decent objective. So I started by listing the sequence of events for the player to progress, this being the player starting in the safe room, needing to find a key which is found in the medical bay. Now the medical bay is being locked behind a keycard. The keycard is in the main lobby. The player needs to find the keycard in the main lobby to unlock the medical bay and finish the demo, essentially. I know it seems a bit short, but I can assure you, for a player that is not familiar with the facility, this will take them a while. So I'm going for 15 minutes or maybe 5 if you watch all of this video. Yes, please, give me that audience retention average, please. So I added all the items, this being the keycard, and I also thought of a good idea that the keycard could be locked behind an office in the main lobby, in which the player needed to get a key for that. So I placed them all in their respected areas. I also decided to add some notes to help the player figure out where the items are and basically how to progress. So, while I was designing this, I sort of wanted to give a reason as to why the keycard was locked behind this office, and I sort of made up this character called General Stroud, who is basically, he hid himself in his office and basically left everyone to die after the monsters broken free in the facility. So yeah, so he's kind of a dick. Now, I then decided that the player should get the office key by finding it in a padlocked locker rather than finding it on the table or on a chair. It just keeps the gameplay a bit more engaging. So with that in mind, I added a simple sequence where the player is to input the right code, pressing enter on the right number combination basically unlocks the padlock, and then boom, you can get the key. After that was done, I started work on the sequence for unlocking Stroud's office door. I wanted this to stay in line with that Resident Evil style layout, so I was able to use a lot of the code from that padlock sequence into this one. And when that was done, the player could now find the code, unlock the padlock, grab the key, and then insert the key into the door and unlock the door. Now, it was here where I needed the player to keep track of the items in the game, so I created a very simple and definitely not complicated inventory system that had animations and kept track of items the player had collected. No, but in all seriousness, this shit was so painful to code, so many bloody variables. But after a lot of time, and stages of me pulling my hair out until I was pretty much balding, it was done. So at the moment, in the game, we had our gameplay loop, and key items, as well as an inventory that tracked said items being picked up. But wait, what's that? Is that the Steam page for Residuum in the inventory? Yo, my bad guys, I had no idea how that got there. But if you look a bit closer, I think you can wish this the game. What? No way, that's actually like amazing. Bro, my day has literally just got better. And what's that as well? There's a community Discord as well, where you can stay up to date with the game's current progress as well as all announcements. Oh my god, this is a truly amazing day. This is genuinely better than the future birth of my child. Now that we have this gameplay, I really did need to create a game over sequence for the monster, because at the moment the game is really easy. As I said in the last video, or earlier, I can't really remember, I wanted the monster to act like a roadblock, forcing the player to find another way to their objective. I thought it was a really unique take on the classic survival horror genre, and it could be really interesting. I also wanted the jump scare in this game to be like, I guess, quite quick, but really like sleek and good in terms of animations and quality. And after some tests, some more tests, and I guess some more tests, I settled on a really like nice animation where the monster jumps out at you and basically drags you away. I then coded it so that the animation for the game over sequence plays wherever the monster caught you, so it just makes sense in that he just doesn't grab you and the animation plays in a totally different area. And this is what it was looking like with the added sounds in as well. So I was really happy with how this was looking like, but I also realised that this video is now getting pretty long, and the writing for this whole video is also going to be quite a lot of pages. So I think I'm going to split this video up into 2 devlogs. So the next one that I'll do will be about the main menu, the save system, interactable items, and just some other basic demo stuff. But I'm going to leave it here for now. Sorry, but please wishlist the game, follow the Discord, and yeah, keep up to date with it on this channel. But I'll see you guys in the next half.